Hello everyone, welcome back to Inspire Hope. Today I will be talking about how to defy odds, or why it's so important to defy the odds and to not let your circumstances right now define the rest of your future and define whether or not you will become successful. So I want to share this quote that I absolutely love. The quote goes like this: "Unless someone can look into the core of your heart and see the degree of your passion, or look into the depths of your soul and see the extent of your will, then they have no business telling you what you can and cannot achieve. Because while they may know the odds, they do not know you." And so I want to share a story about what happened in 8th grade. I was in cluster classes from when I was in 3rd grade and through the rest of high school. Basically, they put you in these classes with a bunch of other smart students, and you're usually a class ahead of all the other average students, I guess. And it was in 8th grade, and I was taking pre-algebra, and it was like an honors course. And I had a question. It was the first day of class, and I had a question about something the teacher had said. And I went up to her after class, and she looked at me, and she said, "Well, maybe you shouldn't be in honors classes." And I was really disappointed. I was disappointed that my teacher was telling me this, and I was already upset because a lot of the students in my class didn't look like me. I was that Mexican girl in the classroom with all the white smart students. And so that just made me really doubt myself, and I was really upset. But I went home, I talked to my mom, and she said, "You're not a quitter. I'm not going to let you quit this class." And so what I did was I started asking my neighbor for help. She was homeschooling her younger daughters, and she started helping me out. And guess what? At the end of the year, I got the second highest grade in my pre-algebra class. I showed that teacher that I had what it took, that I had the potential, and I wasn't going to let her negativity get into my head and not let me get the A that I wanted and that I knew I could get. And so it was difficult because I always had to go bother my neighbor, and it was knowing that my teacher didn't think I was smart enough to get into this honors class. But then once I get to high school, I was in honors classes as well, and I was asking questions. I was no longer afraid of, what my teachers thought I was, able to do, or if they thought I was smart enough to be in their class. And I wasn't afraid anymore. So that's one thing that I took from this negative teacher, was that I told myself that I could do it, whether or not people believed in me. And when I started my junior year of high school, a lot of my friends were talking about college, and a lot of these friends were my white friends. So I guess a lot of the Hispanic friends didn't really think that they could go to college, or they felt like they didn't have enough money to continue their education, or their parents didn't want them to go to college. Maybe their parents wanted them to help them pay bills. That's what happened in my case. My dad wanted me to help him out financially, and he said, for him, having a high school diploma was good enough, because my parents, unfortunately, were forced to be taken out of school when they were like in 2nd and 3rd grade. So for me to finish high school and be able to speak English, Spanish, and French was a huge accomplishment for them. But I guess they were just afraid of the unknown. And my dad didn't want me to go to college. He said, "No, you're not going. I don't want you to leave the home. I want you to stay here and help me." And it was hard. It was difficult for me to say, I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's to continue my education. To go against what my dad wanted for me was difficult. But sometimes you have to really think about what you want. You have to think about what your goals are and fight for what you want, because things aren't easy, and you can't go around life letting other people decide the future for yourself. And so I told myself, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to apply. And I ended up going to college. And I actually graduated with a really high GPA. And I was commencement speaker, and I was super involved. And honestly, college was probably the best thing that happened to me. I think that I found myself there. I grew in so many different ways. I was able to travel to other countries, go on service trips, and meet people from all over the world. I mean, it's been an amazing journey for me, just college in its own. But now, recently, I have been accepted into medical school. And so it's just so exciting for me. This journey is just incredible. I'm so blessed and grateful that God has brought me this far, because there were times where I doubted myself, way back in 8th grade. Had I let this teacher become, the owner, the person who decided what was going to happen with my future, then I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, you're the owner of your future. You decide what decisions you want to make. You decide if you want to continue your education or not. Don't let other people, get into your head and tell you what you can and cannot do. Because at the end of the day, this is your life, and you have to go out there and do what you want to do for yourself. And I also want to say that I really don't want you to let your circumstances define your future, because had I done this, I wouldn't be where I am today. My parents could barely afford our mortgage when I was in high school. They can, barely afford it right now. But hey, I'm going to go to medical school. And when I become a doctor, they won't have to be going through any of that, because I'll be able to take care of my family. And I'm going to be a role model. And I already feel like I'm a role model for my friends and my family, but also my community, to show them that people like us can go out there and accomplish great things, and you don't have to be rich. And I don't care what race you are or what you look like or how much money you have. If you have it in your heart to become successful, you will be successful. And things may not happen when you want them to happen, but they will happen. And just continue to work hard and believe in yourself. And I want you to know that I believe in you, and that if you want to be successful and you want to be great, then you will. So go out there, inspire hope, my people, and have a great and blessed day.